Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be using the Party Animal stamp set from Avery Elle, and this is a little stamp set, so it's a lot more affordable than the bigger ones if you're on a budget. So I'm going to take the balloon animal and place that on my clear acrylic block, and I am actually making two cards, so I'm going to do two different color schemes. One that is blue and greens and then one that is purple and pinks. So I'm starting with the Avery Elle Aquamarine Pigment ink and stamping that on my Coordinations 110-pound cardstock. And then I'm using the Lemongrass Pigment ink from Avery Elle. And I'm going to stamp that. So I'm going to stamp 6 balloon animals in total. And then the third color I'm going to use is the Sapphire ink. And you just want to make sure and remember that pigment inks do take a little bit longer to dry, so you won't want to rub your finger over those or anything because they will smear. And then I'm going to take the Orchid ink from Avery Elle and stamp that. And this is a really light pink, almost purple ink. And then I'm taking the Raspberry ink from Avery Elle. So all of the inks that I've used so far are from Avery Elle. And I stamped this one down, and I actually didn't like the way that it stamped because I missed part of it. So I just went ahead and stamped that again, which is why you see two of those. And then the last ink I'm using is a Memento Luxe ink, which is called Sweet Plum. And then I went ahead and dried these with my heat tool because, like I said, they do take longer to dry. And then I fussy cut them all out. And I didn't do that on camera because it did take me a while. I actually watched TV while I fussy cut them. So I have two pieces of white cardstock. These measure 5 inches by 3 3/4 inches. And I'm just placing my balloon animals on there because I'm going to stamp a couple stars. So I just want to get the placement right. I'm not going to adhere them down right now. So I'm taking the 3 stars from that stamp set and inking those with my Versamark ink. And then I'm going to stamp them twice on each card. So kind of on each side towards the top. So I'll do that to my second card as well. And I just found it easier to make 2 of these cards at once, doing the different color schemes. I thought it worked. They worked really well together. And I'm taking the Liquid Platinum embossing powder from Ranger and just putting that over my stars that I stamped with the Versamark ink. So I'll do that on the other piece. And then I went ahead and heat embossed those so that it melted all that embossing powder. So for each balloon animal, I'm taking this Natural May Arts twine. I'm going to cut off a piece and then tie it around the balloon animal because I want each of these to look like a bunch of balloons on my card. So I'll take that twine and tie it around the body of the balloon animal. And I'm just using a knot for each. You could tie a bow if you really wanted to. And then trimmed off the excess, and I did that for all of these balloon animals. I'll just show you for this one, but I did do that for the rest of them as well. So now I'm taking my white piece that I stamped the stars on, and I'm going to splatter a little bit of Mr. Huey's ink on each one. So on the purple one, I am going to splatter the First Kiss, which is a light pink color, and the Plum Thumb, which is more of a kind of like a raspberry red pink color. It's really pretty. So I just take the cap off and then tap my finger on there, and then it creates these little splatters. And then I'll pick that one up and lay my other piece down. So this is for the blue-green color combo. I'm using 2 inks as well. I'll start with the Sky, which is a light blue color. And I'll just splatter a few little ink droplets on there. And then I'm going to use the darker one, which is the Little Boy Blue. And then I did have to take my heat tool to dry these ink splatters. It took a while. I actually tried to let them air dry, but it was taking too long, so then I just heated them with my heat tool. Alright, so now to the back of each of my balloon animals, I'm going to add some 3D foam squares because I really want them to pop off my card. So I'm using the small squares from Best Creation, and I'm just placing, I think, about 4 or 5 of those on each balloon animal. You just want enough so that all areas of it will pop up. So I went ahead and took the backs off those, and then I'll adhere each of those down. So I kind of overlapped a few of them, and I also turned them different directions. So then I can go ahead and gather all of my pieces of twine, and then I'll tie those in a bow or a knot towards the bottom. I didn't tie this beforehand just because it's easier to have all of the balloon animals in the right spot. Otherwise the strings will be different sizes and everything, so that's why I adhered them down first. So I'm just tying my knot towards the bottom, and that just connects them all so it looks like a bunch of balloons. And then I'll take my scissors and cut off the excess pieces. And then to adhere that knot down, I'm just taking a drop of my Tombow Mono Multi Glue. I'll put a drop of that on there and then hold that down for a few seconds until it is secured. And then I'm going to do the same thing with my pink and purple color scheme. So I'll adhere each of those into place. I already put my 3D foam squares on those. Sorry for my hair getting in the way here, but I am going to gather my twine and then tie those into a knot like I did on the other card. Alright, so I'll take my scissors, trim off the excess, and then I can go ahead and put the glue on the back of that and then push it down into place so that the knot sticks to my card. So then I'm going to go ahead and stamp the sentiment onto each of my card pieces. So I'm using the same sentiment that comes in the stamp set. It says, "Happy birthday, you party animal." And I'm stamping that with the Tuxedo Black Memento ink. And at first when I was going to do this, I was going to stamp it directly below my bunches of balloons, but it was a little bit too big and I didn't have enough room on the bottom, so I just stamped it to the side, which works just as well. So then I'm going to adhere both of those pieces onto white A2 size card bases, and to get an A2 size card base, I take a piece of 8.5 by 11 sheet of cardstock and cut it in half. And usually I like to cut it in half the long way so that I have top folding cards. I just find it a little bit different and more fun to make your cards this way. So I'll adhere those onto their card base, and then these cards are almost done. We'll have one more step. I couldn't resist adding a few sequins to this just because it's a party card or a birthday card, so you just want to kind of go wild and add some sequins. So I'm adding these white sequins from Pretty Pink Posh, and I'm just randomly scattering them around. I kind of like to work in the triangle, so I have 3 different areas where I place them. And I'm going to do this for both of my cards just so that all the sequins are out, and then I can glue them down at the same time. So to glue them into place, I'm using a little drop of my Tombow Mono Multi Glue behind each one. So I'll just place the drop of glue and then put my sequin in each one and just push down gently, and then it will be secured into place. And then those are my finished cards for today. So now you have this cute little set of cards, and you could make even more of these and give them as gifts. I think they would be a really nice gift for somebody, especially for those people that are hard to buy for. So thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And by the way, the thumbs up or the ratings do work. They're just hidden, which is why you can't see it, but I can see it if you thumbs up the video, and then subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I will see you guys back here next time. Bye!